Brodes Media.
Let's talk about day one of free agency around the NHL. And unfortunately, the biggest news was a devastating hit to a young winger in this organization. It wasn't about getting somebody who's going to walk through those doors at Voorhees and help turn this thing around. It wasn't about landing a decent fish. It was never going to be the big daddies, all right? It was never going to be the Mitch Marners of the world. It was never going to be some huge, massive swing this offseason. But it would be nice to walk away from day one with a little bit of pop, a little bit of excitement. Instead, it's the complete opposite. It's devastation, as Tyson Foerster is going to miss significant time to start the year, according to Anthony Sanfilippo of Snow the Goalie and On Pattison. Apparently, throughout the offseason, there was an injury that went down, and there is a bicep injury. He went to Vancouver to go to a specialist. There's no timetable currently, but I heard some rumblings about this over the last couple of weeks, and it seemed like it was inevitably going to be reported. It's just more about when and how they were going to label it publicly, and this is where we're at right now, and it sucks because I'm a huge fan of Tyson Foerster. I think he's going to be a big foundation piece, and he was playing with a lot of confidence after what transpired with Team Canada at the end of last season. He had 3 points in 7 games and won a beautiful, disgusting goal as he's driving the crease and he's just using his body and he's displaying power, and it just looks so damn good. And I was really excited to see him take all that knowledge, take all that information, playing with some of the names that he was playing with Team Canada, and apply that to his offseason, apply that to the start of next year, and now he gets knocked down a few pegs. But you never know. With some of these athletes that are great, when you do get knocked down, it only makes you stronger. It only brings that desire out of you even more, that hunger to prove that when you step back on the ice, you're not skipping a beat. You're going to work your ass off, and you're going to be an impact player. You're going to score to be on pace for 30. He finished with 25 last year. He probably won't get to 30, obviously, with the time missed. I mean, he won't. All right, I'm being a jerk off. He obviously won't. But can he be on pace for 30 with the limited amount of games he gets whenever he does return to the ice? That's a statement that could help, push just the morale in the right direction following such disappointing news. But it sucks, man. We're excited for Zegras. We're excited for year 2 of Matvei Michkov after he talks to Danny Briere and gives him notes on how he wants to improve. Not Danny giving Matvei notes. Matvei giving Danny notes on what he wants to do to make sure he's putting his body and he's putting himself in the best position to take a large leap in year 2. All of that is moving the needle and giving me fire thinking about puck drop for this upcoming season. I'm excited to see what the Rick Tocchet experience is like, even though I sort of went, all right, at the time of the signing. I want the Flyers to be great. So let's see what this all is. Tyson Foerster was a huge part of why my fancy was being tickled thinking about the orange and black at the Wells Fargo Center next year. And now he will be missing some severe time here. And it just blows, man. I can only imagine. And there's no reporting on how it actually happened. It's disclosed. But think about it. You're in the weight room, you're hang cleaning, you're doing dumbbell reverse lunges, you're doing back squats, maybe you're doing the slide boards, you're doing everything you can to be properly conditioned for training camp. You're making sure you're communicating with Talk and Briere, and this is where they see you this year, and this is where you need to be, and you're just super pumped about that opportunity, so your tail is being worked at the gym, and you're dripping sweat and you're hitting the sauna and you're properly foam rolling and stretching and going through all sorts of different things for your body to get right, and then boom, you get hit with something that is such a big-time smack in the face and a demoralizer. Let's be honest, man. There is nothing worse than when you can't be available, when you can't put on the skates, when you can't shoot the puck. Whatever is not allowing you to be on the ice, it is a grueling time. And I don't know if that's the right word. Sounded right in the moment. We're just going to fly right past it. But yeah, it sucks, man. It sucks. It sucks. Flat out bummer. All right, now let's get into more of what the Flyers did or didn't do on this Tuesday, July 1st. There were a lot of reports before Corey Perry went to LA that the Flyers were involved and interested in the 40-year-old winger. My first initial reaction when I saw that this morning was, what the hell are we doing? And of course, I think I know what they were trying to do if they could have landed him. Bring in veteran experience, bring in someone in the room, a lot of Stanley Cup finals. He's pesty. He plays with that nastiness. And I'm sure, based off of what we saw with Size over the weekend with the draft and how they watch the Panthers, they want that. And they want their young players to learn that. So that would be part of their mentality while bringing him in. But that's where I started to align the Tyson Foerster thing a bit as well, which is, all right, here's another wing, and then the Shabanov thing. If he's able to come over to the KHL and pick the Flyers to be his destination, a lot of wing heavy. I'm wondering if there is a wing that is dealing with something. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was trying to align the pieces here. But if they did it, yeah. Am I just being a sour prick? Because some believe I'm being a sour prick. I don't like much of what they did today. Truth be told, I don't. Dvorak is getting $5.4 million as a bottom six forward? No, he may get you 30 points, right? A couple of bingos, maybe double-digit bingos, and play fourth line center, play bottom six role. 5.4? That's crazy talk. Now, with a one-year deal, it's not going to destroy your franchise, and if the Flyers are out of it at the time of the deadline, you send him somewhere else, you get assets in return. Not that it would be a lot of money, or a lot of assets or a lot of compensation, I meant to say. In return will be draft picks, but, it's not going to be anything that'll blow your socks off, but this isn't going to set your franchise up for disaster by any means. But it just seems like a miscalculation of the market. You wanted this guy that bad that you were willing to go that much of a reach and take that type of cap hit for this type of player? I just don't know how that makes a lot of sense to me when maximizing your availability, maximizing your space. And maybe they think we don't need to maximize it and be super creative and thread the needle with our money because we know where we stand. We're not trying to make sure we slither around the finances to put the best team out there to try and one-up another competitive squad that's going to potentially be in the top 3 of the Metropolitan so we can work our way into the playoffs. So, hey, we throw an extra $1 million here, whatever. We're just going to be a scrappy team watching our youth grow anyway. And if that's the case, this extra $1 million, this extra 1.2, overpaying one guy on a 1-year contract, I just want to make sure we can replenish with a bottom six forward who's going to bring the right work ethic, bring the right mentality, can help out because he can produce, and that's why we did it. And I'm talking as if I'm Danny Briere right there, and that's probably how they feel. It's just too much money for such a limited player, but it's not going to crush you. Do with that information what you will. The goalie. This is what irritates me most. The goal this offseason was to get somebody better than Ersson. Do you know how many times, whether it's hockey fans, whether it's casual hockey fans that want to get back involved with the Flyers, they say, Brodes, where is the goalie coming from? And I would say you have Cigar in the KHL. It doesn't seem like they have what you want right now with the big club, whether it's Fedotov, that was a swing and miss, Kolosov, swing and a miss, Urson, nowhere close to being consistent enough to be a starting goalie in this league. So you just don't have it. You got to hope and pray that a Zavargin, for example, can step right in eventually whenever he gets his nod and help turn this franchise around. Or if you want to monitor the Carter Hart court stuff and see how that plays out, have fun. But, yeah. Ugh. What they elected to do was go to Calgary and sign Vladar. Now, Vladar, once your save percentage starts with an 8, I start to throw up. He was about 30th in the league in goals against average. He's worse than Urson. Your goalies are going to be a massive problem. And what I would say to everyone that asked where the next guy is coming from, it was either Zavargin or I labeled it in football terms, a Kirk Cousins type. Someone who can just help out, stopgap, give you the 1A minutes, and then Urson could be the 1B. Whether it's Allen, who signed a weird deal with the Devils, right? Longer term, but very small AAV, right under $2 million. Go make it happen. Whether it's what the LA Kings did. There's something there and out there. The job was to get better than Urson. Now, it was getting danced around before Thatcher Demko signed his big ticket, and that's definitely a lot of AAV for a goalie that's injured, but he is a superstar when he's in the nets. I could understand not taking that risk, sending that much money in his direction. Now, it wasn't super long, but he got a lot of AAV. That type of star talent and top-tier talent and high ceiling is something that you could sway me into taking a calculated risk. I don't care how you got it done. The job was to get better in between the pipes. We did not.